This second A&P test was like, wake up, girl, wake up. And baby, I'm up. Okay, I'm up, baby. After that test I just took, yeah, we need to do some reviewing. So network, get your face out there. It's so good to get a break. I thought all I was supposed to know was anterior and posterior. Yes, I got an email, so I'm getting ready to head to the post office. A&P, you will not defeat me. You will not defeat me. After that test I just took, yeah, we need to do some reviewing. So apparently I need to go over membrane transport, parts of a cell and their function. I think I got confused with the peroxisome, centrioles and centromeres, and phago, pino, exocytosis, and nonpolar, ionic, polar, and hydrogen bonding. Girl, I thought all I was supposed to know was anterior and posterior. I mean, this only my third day out here. Like, what? First test, it was a lot. It was a lot, but I am so glad that it's over with. Now I know how to go into these tests and how to get a passing grade. At this point, that's all I'm trying to get. I'm just trying to get a passing grade. I am not, okay, repeat, I am not striving for the best, because that first test took me on up out here, okay? Humbled me really quick, okay? I had a test in lab and lecture, and I didn't do as well as I wanted to do, but rest assured, this was the first test in both courses, okay? So we still got time throughout the semester to improve. So that is the mindset that I'm having. You know, some people are a little bit distraught by their grades, and that's totally understandable. I am definitely not undermining anybody's stress or anxiety that they have behind what they made on their test, because you know, A&P 1 is really the framework. If you do not pass A&P 1, you can't go on to A&P 2, and you're really at a standstill. So it is very serious for a lot of people. It's serious for me as well, but I'm just learning how to change my mindset. That's honestly what's keeping me going. And I still have some homework to do, but I'm really just like taking a step back, because that test, you know, I had to do some rearranging in my brain. So, you know, I normally would have done my homework by now, but you know what? I'm finna take me a little time. So anyway, I will catch y'all a little bit later. I am all ready to go to this healthcare event at my school. And y'all know we finna get into the fit details. Come on, hold on. I got you. Let's get into the fit details, okay? This is how I'm coming. I got this button-up shirt. I tuck my shirts in because it gives classy. It gives business when you tuck your shirt in, okay? I'm grown with it. Yes, ma'am. And you know, the coat come all the way down. Like, yeah. And you see, you know, I got my clips in my hair that match my jacket, and I got my matching watch band, yellow glasses. I mean, come on. What? Like, come on. Like, what? Y'all forget that my name is Miss Wilson. When you're an educator, when you walk into the room, you have to present yourself in a respectable, fashionable way. And so, yes, ma'am, let's get into it. So I am super excited to go to this event at my school. It's a healthcare event about anybody who is in a healthcare major. Going to be professionals from local healthcare organizations to come and speak, and basically, you know, just like kind of a Q&A panel thing. I'm always interested because on the flyer it said free food, and I love a good free meal, period. Also good to kind of get a little bit of insight as well with, you know, certain healthcare programs. Now, the people that will be at this panel, they're not necessarily nurses. However, they work in healthcare organizations. This is a pro tip for all of my nursing girlies. Pay attention. If you want a chance of getting that dream specialty after passing the NCLEX, you need to do your networking while you are taking prerequisites. You never know who is going to be sitting on that interview panel when it's time to apply to that first job after you pass your NCLEX, okay? I don't know who started this idea of finding random people on LinkedIn and messaging them for a job, but that is the most ingenuine way, in my opinion, to land a job. You need to form genuine networking connections. And the only way to do that would have to start very early on in your nursing school journey. If you try to network the week before graduation, there's no genuine connection been made. You can't expect to get that dream nursing job when there's literally no connection except for you need a job, right? So me, I'm doing things differently, okay? I'm forming genuine connections early on. So when it comes time for me to take my NCLEX, I've already set myself up to be in a job that I'm going to love. All right. So that's a pro tip for your life and in general. Let's get ready to go to this event, honey. I cannot. No, I will not be recording while I am at the event because I don't want to give away where I'm at. I mean, that's just internet safety 101. So no recording will be going on. So I will not be posting any footage. Sorry in advance, but you just have to understand that I have to protect my safety and my privacy first and foremost, because once you're watching this video, it's no longer private information anymore. So I have to be very careful with what I post. I hope you understand. But anyway, definitely give my full review once the event is over, and I will catch y'all later. Bye. I am back from my healthcare event at my college. It was a great event. I'm glad I went. There were good questions that were asked by people when we signed up for the event. There was a section in the sign-up sheet where you were allowed to ask one question. So the people who submitted their sign-up sheets with the question, the moderator asked the panelists who were there at the healthcare event the questions, and I thought that it was very good to get some insight information. Me personally, this is my first time trying to be a nurse, but I've already worked in healthcare. I worked in healthcare for more than 10 years before I decided to go to nursing school. So a lot of the questions that were being asked, I already knew the answers to them because I have experience in the field. But it was good for someone who has never worked in healthcare. I feel like that was a great event to attend. And, you know, the people who are new to the field, I hope that they were paying attention and that they were listening to the answers that were given, because the panelists were being honest. It was one question that was asked. This is not the question verbatim, but I remember the answer. I just can't remember the question. The question had to be asking something along the lines of, how do you deal with expectations working in healthcare? Like I said, I don't think that that's the question verbatim. The panelists answered the question and they were like, you really need to understand what healthcare is. The panelists was like, we just had bad weather in our area and a lot of people were confused as to why they were still required to report to work. And the panelist was just like, you are considered an essential worker in those trying times. So there are still going to be patients in the hospital that will need someone to care for them. So unfortunately, you will be mandated to report. I think that that was a great expectation to set out for a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people, they know, but they think that it will never happen to them, or they know and they're just like, okay, see me, I already knew that. You know, there was a hospital that I interviewed with years ago. I never got the job, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. I never got the job, but one of the interview questions, I remember, if there was inclement weather in our area and you had to stay in the facility because of bad weather, would you be open to doing that? And I think I remember saying yes, but I think I was a little hesitant. That's probably why they didn't hire me. Now I'm thinking back on it, that's probably why I did not get the job, but I'm so glad that I didn't get the job. I think at that time I was just applying to jobs just to apply, honey. So they did good by not hiring me, because had I got hired at that job, I probably would have never thought of going to school for nursing. So everything works out how it's supposed to. I think that the healthcare event went well overall, and then they gave us free food. So you can never go wrong with a free meal. meal, okay? You have to think about that too. You literally pay student fees, activity fees for these events. Like, I don't think people understand when there is an event going on at your school, a lot of the times it's already paid for because of the fees that are included in your tuition. So girl, stop throwing your money away and go to these events at your school. You don't have to go to every single event, but you need to go to the events. For one, you're creating a network. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Networking is one of the most essential components into landing into a nursing specialty that you will love. Point blank, period. It is what it is. That is the key component. You can have the best transcript, graduate of the best nursing program in the country, made the highest scores in NCLEX history. None of that stuff really matters when it comes to landing a dream role in nursing, because you need to have a strong network. You can be the best candidate on paper, but if another candidate comes and they don't even have a fraction of what you have, but they have a strong network, guess who's going to be selected for that job? I can tell you right now, it's not going to be the girly with the good grades, okay? It's going to be the girly with a good network. Okay? Pro tip. But anyway, I had fun today. It's time for me to work out. Making some chicken tonight, so I'm about to go cook. Should I let y'all come with me while I cook? No, I ain't ready for that right now. I'll catch y'all later. It is so good to get a break away from next quiz, the next test. So I'm actually headed to see my mentee. If you don't know, I am a mentor for a young scholar in my community. And what I do is I'm their guide to making good professional decisions before they decide to go to college after graduation. Of course, I signed the birthday card in the car. I mean, that is the universal way to sign a birthday card. I put 2 gift cards in here. My mentee is a teenager, so teenagers are really not into gifts. They really like money. I know this is just the world we live in. So unfortunately, to maintain my professional relationship, I cannot give my mentee any money. So I gave them just 2 gift cards, one for food and one to spend wherever they choose to spend it. So I'm pretty sure they will be very grateful for this. I also got them this happy birthday headband. I know it's super cheesy, but like I said, I was looking for the actual birthday slash, but the store I went to get the card, it didn't have a birthday slash in there. And I'm not going to another store. I'm already pressed for time. Supposed to have this done long time ago today, but I got a late start today because I had some other stuff to do. So let's get ready to go. So I am back home. Unfortunately, I did not get to see my mentee. Apparently there are some issues going on at the school. The school's closed down, whatever. So I had to leave my gift with a trusted adult, and I just hope that it gets to my mentee and it does not get lost or tampered with, because I put a lot of thought into the card that I got and also the gift card. So I'm just hoping that it gets to them in a timely and order fashion. So today is going to be my rest day. I'm about to catch up on some of my favorite shows. Next Level Chef. If you don't know, I am a Gordon Ramsay fangirl. Whenever he has a new show coming out, I'm the first one to view it. Know that. So I'll catch y'all later because I need a little break. I know Poshmark may have a bad rep for some people, but I'm telling you, Poshmark has been a little saving grace of mine, honey. As a struggling up and coming pre-nursing student, when I tell you, just when you think that one piece of clothing or piece of technology is not going to sell, girl, you get that email, and I am so glad. Yes, I got an email, so I'm getting ready to head to the post office because I am a person that likes my packages on time. So if somebody buys something from me, I try my best to do same day shipping, but it doesn't always happen that way. But you best believe if you buy something from my Poshmark closet, I'm shipping it out to you the next day, if not the same day. I just sold me a pair of pants, make me a little, we'll say lunch money, but it's 2026, so I don't think I can buy any lunch with the money that I'm about to make with selling these pair of pants. But I'm so grateful because this person did not have to buy these pants from me. They could have bought these pants from literally anywhere in the world, but they chose to go to Miss Wilson's Nuke on Poshmark. And yes, they bought a pair of chino pants that I have had listed, I don't know, for like a year and a half at this point. But I take pride in my little Poshmark closet, so be sure to shop my Poshmark. I'm going to list a lot of stuff in the upcoming few weeks because I have lost weight, just a teeny bit. And I'm also wanting to change my wardrobe when I finish nursing school. And so it's really no point in me holding on to the clothes that I used to wear when I was an educator. Those clothes no longer fit who I am now. So I'm just going to get rid of most of my dresses. Sad face, really not. But anyway, let's get ready to head to the post office. Today, I'm dressed for love. Happy Valentine's Day in advance. When you all will see this video, Valentine's Day will be long gone. But I am showing off my Valentine's Day spirit. And to match, I have my cute little sweetheart purse to go along with all the love that I got in my heart. Because there's nothing but love over here, baby. And that's what it's always going to be. Period. Today, I have a lot to do. I have to do my annual lady exam, if you know, you know, which I am kind of scared because this is a new OBGYN that I've never seen before. And I'm just like, fingers crossed, because if you know, you know, if you're a woman of color, going to get health care is a task. You're scared because you don't know who the provider is, how they're going to treat you, how they're going to take what you state to them seriously or not. So I do have to go to the grocery store as well today because it's time to stock up on the goodies. Let's get ready to go. Okay, sun rays, come shine on this melanin. Yes, ma'am. I might have to block this. Hold on. Let me block the sun rays because it was cute at first, but I'm not liking this. Hold on. Still got a little top around my forehead, but I'm going to kind of twist and turn through the video so it won't be so distracted. Anywho, so I am finally home. I got everything done. Oh my goodness, y'all. Once I pass this NCLEX, I do highly think that I am going to get a personal assistant because this is a lot. Like what I had to do today, well, I had to go to my OBGYN, so nobody can go to my OBGYN for me. But it's like if I had the funds to have a OBGYN come to my house and do my exam at my house, that would literally be a game changer. I could save time by traveling to the OBGYN office. That's like a win to me. Like when I make it, if you see me have a personal OBGYN come to my house, mind your business, because I'm telling you right now, if I ever get the chance to get the money how I want to get, I am going to have me a personal OBGYN to come to my house. The traveling back and forth, I'm getting to the point now, I'm at an age where I'm over it. I don't mind it. This is my health I'm talking about. But if I can find a way to save time, it's really not even about the money because the money's going to go anyway, okay? But we can get the money back. But once the time is gone, we cannot get the time back, right? But anyway, I got my grocery shopping done for the week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a replica of a chicken bowl from, one of the famous, infamous restaurants. And that is a good thing to meal prep throughout the week. I got me some black beans. I got me some chicken breasts that were already seasoned and cut up. That's what I'm talking about. It was $13. It was a little pretty penny. but it's going to save me so much time when I go to cook. I literally just have to add a few seasonings that I want my chicken to taste and just throw it in the air fryer. I don't have to spend that time cutting up the chicken, getting all the gristle off. It's already done for me. This is why I say, if it saves me time, I'm going to spend the extra money. Period. I'm going to do that for meal prep this week. What I'm going to do is for dinner, I am going to have my, my chicken rice bowl, but like for lunch at class, still bring my tuna. Instead of using my Ritz crackers, I'm going to use cucumber slices. Still adds like this kind of crunch and it's fresh and very light. And I'm going to have some apple slices and I may bring some blueberries with me as well. I'm trying to make a change. And shout out to my OBGYN. I wish that the internet wasn't like it is, because I had the best experience at my OBGYN office. 10 out of 10. I felt like I was heard, and I was looking at a vlog of a popular TikToker. I will not name them because they have said they don't like when people drop their name in their content, and so I'm going to respect that. But they were mentioning in one of their videos that once you lose weight, healthcare providers start to listen to you. And as I was talking to my OBGYN today, I really felt heard, because I'm telling them, hey, this is what I've done so far to get my weight down. Yes, it's a struggle. No, I haven't like lost 300 pounds in like a month or something like that, but I am trying. I have made changes. It's just day by day. And I really felt heard, and I'm just, shout out to you, baby. I can't say your name, and I really dislike that, because I want to recommend this OBGYN to every woman that can travel within reason to them. But I understand that for my privacy, I cannot reveal who my OBGYN is, but just know there are still some good healthcare providers out there, and I am so thankful and grateful that I'm in a position where I have access to the healthcare providers that actually listen to me. So I'm super grateful. I've had a great day. Like, that really set the tone for my day, honestly. That motivated me to go to the grocery store, do my meal prep, get my black beans, get my romaine lettuce, my already seasoned chicken. Like, I'm super motivated. So anyway, enough of the yapping. I've been yapping. Yap. Tomorrow, I get ready for class. And I have my second anatomy and physiology test coming up. I'm going to lock in this week, all right? I'm going to lock in this week. I have been slacking. I'm not going to lie. I've just been lazy. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no excuse. I've just been lazy. The anxiety I had for the first test, I can't bring that anxiety with me. We got to leave that behind the first test. I'm going to come into this second test strong. I'm ready for you, A&P test number 2. Let's get it. I am done with any studying resource that is not my textbook, okay? So I just got done taking my second A&P exam. The questions did not come from the book verbatim, but the information that was on the questions in the test came from my book. I scheduled tutoring sessions. I was reviewing my notes that I bought from Etsy. I was looking up different tests on Quizlet, looking up different ways to study through AI. Will never, ever do that again. And if I were you, whatever textbook that your instructor has assigned to you for A&P, read line by line, page by page. That is how you're going to pass the class. That is what I learned today after taking my second A&P exam. If you are a person that cannot read or you zone out, you need to see if your book is available in audio format and just listen to it, because that's what I'm about to start doing. Of course, I'm going to be writing it down, but that's literally how I'm going to up my score in A&P pretty much. I'm just going to listen to the book before I go to bed. Like, the next day, I'll listen and write. Every night before I go to bed, I'm going to be listening to my A&P book. Everybody learns different, and everybody's experience is much different depending on, their program. But I'm telling you, my A&P class, there are no study guides. Half the time, we don't even know how many questions are going to be on the test. The only thing that we know is the chapters that will be on the test. Literally, that is it. Chapters can have a plethora of information in them. So there's no telling, out of all the information you look up, what is going to be on the test. Out of 20 pages, you're only going to get 50 questions from 20 pages. You have to think like that, like, oh my gosh, how in the world am I going to study? You got to just study everything. That's what I learned after taking my second A&P test. But when it comes to my third A&P test, baby, I'm going to be ready. I'm not playing, all right, because I'm on you. I figured out a way to do this thing. I'm on you. I'm on you, A&P. You will not win. I will not be defeated. OMG, it is definitely some days later. I have not recorded. I've been busy with preparing for my second A&P test. Yes, I know in the beginning of this video, I had just literally took my first test. Girl, now it's time to take my second test. So I've been preparing for that. I did go ahead and take it. Did not get a score that I was hoping to. So I said, you know what? A&P, you will not defeat me. You will not defeat me. I will not be defeated by A&P 1. So what I did was, as soon as I see my score, I said, okay, girl, enough is enough. It's time to buckle it down and get it together. So what I did was, immediately when I got home from taking my test, I went ahead and created me this little A&P work notebook. Girl, I start dissecting that book, my textbook, girl, like it wasn't nobody's business. And what I also did was I started making me like a little question packet. So at the end of each chapter in my book, there are like some checkpoint questions. So I said, you know what? We finna pull those questions out. I'm gonna, and the answers are in the back of the book. I mean, like, so it's not like I gotta guess and think what the answer is. The answers are in the back of the book. So I created me these little note card packets. So what I'm gonna do is at the end of each section for the check your understanding questions, I'm gonna refer back to them just like as a, not like a study guide, but sort of to you know, make sure that I'm understanding what I'm writing down in my book. Believe it or not, me writing down these notes, dissecting the information into my little notebook has honestly helped me remember and kind of understand some concepts. Like I literally woke up and said, chondrocytes. That is what is found in the hyaline, elastic, and fibrocartilage. Chondrocytes. Oh my goodness, I cannot stop thinking about chondrocytes. I don't know how to describe the feeling that I'm having right now, but I'm like so excited. I'm so elated because I finally have found a strategy that is gonna work for me, and it is working for me. Had I been doing this since the beginning of the semester, I would have gotten the grade that I really wanted, but I'm gonna be honest, I had not been going in how I should have. But guess what? We're not even halfway through. We're almost halfway through the semester, but we ain't halfway through yet. So I still got time to get the grade that I want. So I'm looking at things in a positive light. I'm not looking at things negatively like, oh, we blocking all the noise out. I have my little notebook here, but eventually this is gonna run out. This is probably like maybe 100 pages. I will probably be done with this book next month, maybe in next week. I'm not sure, because these few pages, only 3 pages of, I believe, of chapter 6, and that chapter consists of like maybe 20 pages. So yeah, we'll see. So I stopped by my favorite store. Yeah, ma'am. Pop Shelf. Yeah, get into it. If you do not have a Pop Shelf by you, girl, you need to consider moving because this store is essential to my livelihood, to be honest with you. So no, I'm going to run out of pages in this very soon. So we're being ahead and not behind. So what I did was I went and purchased a 120 sheet. This is actually a sketchbook. So the pages in here have like little bitty dots and grids that someone would use that does sketches. But that didn't bother me because I'm literally going to be writing notes in here. So it doesn't bother me that it's not lined paper and it's a sketchbook. And besides, I may sketch out diagrams of bones, different type of tissues. So this was perfect. And it was only $3. Get into it. Last thing I got, it said $5 on the shelf, but when I rung it up, it said $7.50. I almost put it back, but it was really cute. And I'm like, you can't beat this. This is $7.50. It comes with some gel pens. I may or may not use those. That's undecided. But if I do want to use them, I have them. And it says creativity never goes out of style. That's cute. I really liked it because it was pink. You know, you see the vibes. Come on now. Let's get into it. This is just plain paper. What drew me to this one was, of course, it's bigger. Don't get me wrong. I like my smaller books because I can take these with me on the go. If I'm anywhere, I can take my smaller books with me. This is not something that I could, you know, easily put into my purse to take with me if I want to study on the go. However, it's just a lot more space to write on. And what I'm thinking about doing is printing out fill in the blank diagrams, and I'm just gonna tape them on here, and I'm just gonna like go to town. This is the reason why I got this. So I can have a place to put my diagrams, but I'm also gonna use it as a notepad as well. And that's all I got from Pop Shelf. This second A&P test was like, wake up, girl, wake up. And baby, I'm up. Okay, I'm up, baby. Oh my goodness, this is like several days later, and I apologize in advance. I don't even know where I left off at. Anyway, fast forward because this vlog is about to drop very soon. It's gonna drop before March 2026 comes. Just about to run through the rest of February 2026 in this vlog. So if you've been here for this long, girl, thank you, because I've been going through some things, okay? I'm preparing to take my very first, okay, numero uno, A&P lab practical exam. Now, I'm a little bit excited, honestly. I know it may sound crazy, but I am excited to take this practical exam. For one, I've been studying my little booty off. A trick that I'm learning, never just review what is in the syllabus, also review the next chapter as well. I'm gonna also be studying an additional chapter instead of just the chapters on the syllabus, because if you do, you're gonna find yourself in a pickle, because there are gonna be questions on that test and you'll be like, I don't know the answer, because you didn't study it because you were told not to. So I'm learning the tricks of the trade. You know, it is what it is. Getting ready to study. What I'm going to do, I'm breaking up my studying time. So right now, I'm just going to review pictures of the different tissues to kind of just get a feel of how they look like. Intercalated discs. I think that's right. Skeletal tissue, muscle tissue, striations, nuclei versus nucleus, axon, dendrites, axon hillock. Girl, neurons, neurologia? I think it's called neurologia. Glial cells, girl, subcutaneous tissue, adipose tissue, free nerve endings, osteon, caniculi, lamellae. I'm going to study that first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a breather, and I'm going to print out some unlabeled structures and just label them. Honestly, that's how I've been learning. I'm a visual learner, but I also learn by reading and pulling key information from the text. I feel like you can be a visual learner and that's totally fine, but you are going to have to know context and keywords and terminology as well. There's really no way you can get through A&P by just learning visuals, because there will be certain chapters where it's about terminology. And then depending on your instructor, some instructors actually deduct points if you spell a part of a body incorrectly. So that's why I say you need to also focus on the terminology and not just the visuals, because you may be in a situation where you got every single label of a structure correct, but you misspelled a few. So instead of you having 100, you have an 89 just off of spelling. Think about that as well, because some instructors will take off for incorrect spelling. Let's go ahead and get into studying for this practical exam, girl. Woo! Okay, I have officially taken my first A&P lab exam practical, and it actually was not as bad as I thought it would be. Hallelujah. Nonetheless, I am so glad that I chose to lock in and really buckle down and take accountability for me not studying as hard as I should. I finally got the method that works for me, and I didn't have to buy anything from anybody. I guess with my experience working in education, it's just some things that come to me naturally that otherwise wouldn't come naturally to other people. And I'm just so thankful that I know how to find things that work for me. I got a grade on an exam that I was not too proud of, but what I did, instead of mope around, cry, feel sorry for myself, I took accountability. I was like, well, did you really study as hard as you should have? And when I asked myself that, the answer was no, I actually didn't study as hard as I could have. And I was like, I can't blame anybody but myself. But honestly, I feel like once you take your first 2 tests in A&P, then you can ace the other 3, 4, 5, or however many more that you will have in your A&P class, because you need to get a feel of how the exams are, and you need to know not what to study, but how to study. Based on your previous exams, then you can kind of buckle in and be like, okay, I'm going to study this and I'm going to study this like this. Because what happens is people don't know how to study. And studying isn't just sitting in a corner with a book and paper and writing down things from a PowerPoint, a video, a lecture. There's more ways to study than just that. And I feel like, especially if you're cramming, you're not going to retain any information just by writing it down the night before it's time to test. I would definitely not recommend that. And I learned my lesson. As soon as you're done with one test, start studying for the next one. That's the only way that you're going to pass A&P. You can get as many PowerPoints, watch as many videos, listen to lectures, audiobooks. You can do all of those things. But if you are not immediately studying after you take an exam, you will fail the next exam. Hands down. Unless you are a person that has already taken the class and you're retaking it, then I would say you probably don't have to study as hard, because I would think you should know the information. You just were not good at taking exams. I'm just going to make that assumption. So nonetheless, I don't even know what I made on my practical. It was pen and paper. Yes, old school. And it was not on Scantron. So I don't even know my grade, but I do feel pretty confident because I buckled down. I locked in and I was like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. Try and get into this nursing program. You got to buckle down. I am big on, I'm not taking the class a second time. If there is a class that I had to retake, I would retake like maybe Psych 1101. I got a B in it. I think I got like an 86 in it. That would be the only class I'm retaking. I'm not retaking a science course. I'm not retaking math. I am not retaking English. So if I just had to retake a class to get my GPA up, I would retake Psych 1101. And that's it. I'm not doing it. Now, everybody else had their things, but what I said, in order to be successful in A&P, as soon as you take one test, you better start studying for the next. So that's what I'm about to do.